how to set priorities when you want to accomplish too many goals at the same time. And can you give us a time example of your priorities?
All right. Are you going to answer that, or I'm just going to dive in?
Okay. Maybe because I saw your name first. Okay, listen, Raphael, welcome to the club, man. I'm in the exact same position you're in. So what I've had to do is I had to decide what's most important to me. So name your 3 most important things that's gonna make a big difference in your life. And once you decide on those 3 things, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be very hard. After you get the top 3 things that's most important to you, narrow it down to 2 things. After you got those 2 things, narrow it down to one. One thing. What's the one most important thing you can do? And then focus all of your energy, your ATM, your attention, your time, and your money. I did it again. Okay. Your ATM.
We didn't even finish the focus, and he's on the ATM.
Okay. So focus on that. So focus stands for this. Okay. Focus. Right there. Follow one commitment until successful.
I like that. That's a good one. Write that down, Raphael. That's a good one. I'm liking that one.
So focus on that one commitment. Okay. So follow, and once that's completed, then you can make another commitment to the number 2 that you want to get done that you have on the back burner. Then you can make a commitment to that. But here, I'm not finished yet. Okay. So once you say I'm going to focus and commit to that one thing, then block time. So every single day, I don't care if it's 2 hours or 3 hours, commit to block time. That means you block everything else out. No TV, no socializing. Just you isolate yourself for those 2 or 3 hours because you're focused on that commitment. You got it? Okay. I got more to say, but I'm gonna give it to Evan.
I'm gonna go. Okay. First off, recognize that there's probably a sequence to them. So it's not about not doing everything. It's just not doing everything right now. What's the sequence that you need to go in? So, for example, listen, Zan and I had this chat. I don't know if it was on stream. I think it was on stream, but maybe not. Where he's got all these ideas that he wants to do, which are great. But you got to go in order, right? I mean, so for example, Zan is doing coaching, confidence coaching, and he also wants to do courses. And I forget what the third thing was that you were trying to do. Community. Great. But the courses, like the best course that you can make is off of paid clients. So Zan wants to make courses. I think it's great. It's fantastic. He doesn't know how to make a great course yet because he hasn't done enough one-on-ones with people who are paying him, right? So instead of kind of getting this done and kind of getting that done and slowly making progress on everything, he should have courses as part of his mission. Yes, that's what he's going to make, and it's going to be awesome. And it's not the first step, and it's actually slowing down the growth of his business, right? So yes, you want to do everything, but there's an order and a sequence to it that you have to figure out. That's the first step. Second is then you create your calendar, and what I find super helpful is just to Zan's point where he said to put it in and spend 2 hours a day or whatever on it. What I find the most helpful is I have different days for different things. So today was my project day, and I spent the whole day working on projects in my business. And that's what I love doing, right? It's like I spend one day just working on projects. Yesterday, I spent the whole day working on my YouTube channel, recording videos. Tomorrow, normally, is going to be working on interviews. And so when you are working on, say, your book, you will get a lot more done by spending 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours in one day working on that book than 5 hours over 20 days, right? Or to do like half an hour a day for however many days, right? Half an hour a day for 20 days versus just 1 10-hour day. You'll just get a lot more done when you're in the zone. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, is to get into the zone takes so long that then if you just stay there and keep making content, you'll do a lot better. So step 1 is to prioritize. And recognize that we feel like you're giving something up, but you're not actually giving anything up. It's just an order. There's a sequence to it that you have to get down. And then create your calendar where you're doing ideally an entire day, but if that doesn't work for you because of your schedule, then as much time as possible in that creative zone will make a big difference to you getting the results that you want.
I think she is responding to the answer that we was giving to Raphael. If I'm mistaken, you can correct me on this, Patricia. So she said that this is interesting. She said, "I'm sorry, but men's idea. Our time is different. You guys can go to your cave. We women have kids on our skirts and etc. Only like on the side, whatever. They have to tend to the kids. My free time is different every day. I don't know what JS is. It is very different. So I guess I have to wake up at 4 a.m. Okay, so I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna give a shot at this. So Patricia, I know we don't have the age of your children, but sometimes when you want to get something done, you can leverage your kids to help you get it done. And I know sometimes they're very distracting and they can be all over the place, but there are ways that you can leverage their energy and their attention with maybe sometime a game to help you get what you need to get done. The other thing is, what a lot of entrepreneurs do, they delegate. So is there somebody that could watch your kids for that 1 hour or 2 hours that you need to be focused on your task? So that's my best stab at it. I'll let Evan take it from there.
Patricia, this is very dangerous thinking, and unlocking this will be one of the greatest things that you can ever gift yourself in your life. When you get advice, when you get an answer, when you're talking to somebody who's been through what you are going through, I mean, I've raised a son, it may not be the same thing, but what you're doing is looking for why it can't work. And that is dangerous, negative, losing behavior thinking that we need to stomp out immediately. Instead of looking for why it can't work, right? And not easy for you because you're a guy, easy for you because you're in America, easy for you because you have XYZ, right? Easy for you is losing dangerous thinking that just keeps you where you are. Instead, you need to think, how can I make this work for me? What inside of that answer can you do? Instead of defaulting to the hopeless thought of, oh, it means I have to wake up at 4:30, which you know you're not going to do, right? You know that's not a realistic option. For a second, think that it's actually possible and ask yourself, how could I make this work? And that's not just with this advice, because it could be for the next thing that you need. And maybe it's not me and Zan, and you know, it's going to be somebody else with some other piece of advice. And that's not only Patricia. We're just using Patricia as an example here. It's most people. Most people are looking for why it can't work, as opposed to trying to find the one way why it can. So it doesn't even matter what we say at the moment. Like, if you don't have the mindset that this is remotely possible and that you're going to find a way to make it work, nothing matters.
She said, my child is autistic. She is 3.
Yeah.
I delegate a lot, but still, it is difficult. I am sorry, Michael, but I am on your group. I am not negative, Evan.
Well, nobody said you were negative. No. It's not that you're negative. This isn't a negative positive thing. You wouldn't be here if you were negative. There aren't negative people hanging around this community. It's not about being negative. It's about defaulting to realizing that it's not going to work for you. Because you could be positive and just stay stuck. This is the problem. Like, there's so many people who are really positive and just stay stuck where they're at because they're not looking for how can this work. Because the advice, one of the most frustrating things of all time for me when I was getting started was the people who gave me advice, it didn't quite fit. Like, it doesn't quite 100% fit. You have to make it fit your life, your schedule, right? Especially when it's something like this. Like, if you're doing one-on-one coaching and they're right in front of you and the person has a lot of context on you, it's a lot easier. The danger is the default to then thinking, well, it's easy for men because you're in a man cave and you can block this out and I can't do it. That's the dangerous thinking. That's the thinking that holds you back. Not that you're negative. It's just, it's stuck thinking. It's not negative thinking. It's stuck thinking. And that's what I want to stomp out. We love you. We're cheering you on. We want you to win. And that's part of the process. It's not negative thinking. It's just stuck thinking.
No, and we're not saying, also she said, ain't nobody hopeless here. I find possible, that's why I'm here. So yeah, everything Evan just said is perfect. And let me just share this and see if this serves you, okay? Because what he's saying to you, if you listen carefully to what he's saying, is that you have to change your beliefs. Because your beliefs control your behavior. But what could be messing that up is your emotions. So let me share you with this. Here's your beliefs. Let me see, make sure I'm on camera. Okay. So Patricia, here's your beliefs, but you want to get over here to a certain behavior so you can get a result. But what's the bridge is the emotions. So you got to get over that emotional bridge. If you don't get over your emotions, you're gonna be stuck on the bridge. You won't be able to get over here to the behavior to get your results, to get your success. But to get over your emotions, start with your beliefs. So you got to change your beliefs of thinking you can't do it and using your responsibilities as a parent as an excuse. The old saying about no excuses get it done. There's always a way. You can figure out a way. There's always a way. And that means you got to get a coach or get a partner to help you. There's always a way because you still want to get over here so that you can cross the bridge and get the results that you want. And your results are only going to come by not how you feel, not how you think, but what you do, your behavior.
Well, let's do it right now, Patricia. Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. You're here. I mean, so the advice was, 1, recognize that it's in order, right? You go in order. You have a million things that you want to do. You have to go in order, right? It's not that we're giving up on those other things. It just means that it's not right now because there's something else that can be higher priority, right? So you got 8 things you want to do. Great. Map them out 1 to 8 in sequence of how you're going to accomplish them, right? Instead of trying to do 8 in a small way all at once. And the second bit was to block off time. So now how can the default response was that's easy for men. I can't do it. I want to flip that thinking right now to how can you do it? Like what's an option that works in your life better than what you're doing right now that moves you a little bit forward to accomplishing what's on your plate?
Good. So she said, this is good, but has nothing to do with my emotions, maybe my strategy. Okay, listen carefully. You just talked about your autistic child. You're a parent. You may not realize the conscious emotions, but subconscious, there's always emotions involved. But I like this. She says, are you saying you can't block out time? That's what I'm saying.
So how can you? And it's not going to be a whole day, right? Like, but this is a great question to ask because honestly, then what's going to happen, Gemini, is you won't ever feel like you can do anything. And there's been lots of people, lots of women who've raised multiple kids and have had less resources than what you have right now, and they've gone on and done it. So how do you block off? If you can't block off 5 hours, how do you block off 2? Like, that's where you start. How can you block off 2 hours in your day? What needs to happen?
Okay, she said, I'm sorry for being, she says, that's what I'm saying. She comes here whenever. I'm sorry for being annoying, but I need to be truthful, honest. I am here trying, which is good. But listen, you do block off time. I'm going to prove it to you, okay? I'm just trying to give a natural situation. But when you have to go to the restroom, she's not there with you. You blocked off time. So when it's important to you and you have to do it, you find a way to do it. You are more creative than you realize.
And I'm not annoyed with the question. What I want is for you to get a result, right? Like this is going to be, as long as you feel like being a mom is
all consuming.
Well, and holding back the growth of what you want to do, then you're going to stay stuck. Lots of people have done it. Lots of women have done it. Women with autistic kids. Like, take whatever problem you think it is that is restricting you and holding you back. Lots of people have done it. And what's happening is you don't have the belief that it's possible. You're defaulting to that it's not possible instead of trying to find a way to make momentum happen. That's what I want to suffocate out of it right now.
She said, let me stop you right there, Evan.
Great.
No, I believe I can, just struggling to implement.
Got it. Okay. Well, then that's already ahead of what you said before, because you said, right, if we go up and read the chat, it's like, no, that's easy for you because you're a man and you have a man cave and XYZ, but not for me, right? That's a belief system. That's not a, hey, how do I do this, right? Like, how do I actually do this? I struggle to implement it, right? It's different. That's a totally different. What I want you to recognize, what I'm trying to put pressure upon here in a loving way, like, I love you, I want you to win, is that the default response is that it's not possible. That was the default response. Like, okay, that's not going to work for me because of X, right? As opposed to the default response being, no, I'm just struggling to implement. The growth that you've just made already here in this chat is exactly what I want to happen now by default automatic.
That shift from I can't to I can, that's a world of difference. So we're waiting for a response. Okay, in the meantime, let's see what we want me to wait for the response?
Yeah. What is she still there? Patricia, you there? We love you. I don't want to move on. What do we got,
Okay.
Patricia?
We're waiting.
I want to workshop this to like how can we actually. You guys annoyed me. We're loving you. I want to workshop this with you right now. I don't want to move on. Right?
We're focused on you, Patricia. How do we annoy you? Let's go.
How do we block off? How do we get our first 1 hour chunk? How do we get 1 hour?
Yes.
How do we get 1 hour? Right? And I don't want to focus on how we can't. I want to focus on how we can.
Or even 30 minutes.
We're not patronizing you. This is still the default.
Yeah,
Like don't default don't put up the defenses when we're pushing out of love. This is love. I want you to win. This you embrace this, your whole life changes. So how do you get 1 hour? How do you get 1 hour? How do
You
you get
have
1
1
hour?
hour in your schedule.
Huh?
Shucks. Okay. She said I can go live looking crazy. Should I go take a shower? Should I go comb my hair? Should I go live?
I can go live looking crazy. Is that her goal? She wants to go live?
I'm assuming what she's saying. She wants to go live on here looking crazy. Or she can go take a shower and then come back and go live.
I don't understand the live comment. Is that
I don't
her
either.
goal?
I'm
Like
not-
she wants to go live or she wants to come in here? I don't know. I don't think we can bring her in here, but
No, shit. No, I want to look flawless. But what do you mean by going live? You want to go live here where we're at? On your IG or your Facebook, your YouTube? She said, no, I want it to look flawless, but when I have time, I want to be a coach.
okay. Well, this is perfect. So what's the message to your daughter? What's the message to your coaching clients? Only do something when it's flawless? Right? Like you can control the time. Listen, control the time, you can do that. If you're going to make a live video, you can do that. You can go live at 11. If you're going to do coaching, you could block it off and say, "Hey, come do this with me at 11 a.m." Like you can make that happen. But the idea that you're only going to release something when it's flawless is another belief that we need to squash out, because that's not what you actually believe. When you're going to go coach clients, you're not telling them don't make anything until it's perfect. This is part of the problem of why we don't have enough time, is because it has to be perfect. Like it's not the message you have to your daughter. It's not the message you want to put out into the world. It's not what you actually believe. It's not what you actually believe. You're just not living what you want to believe, right?
Okay. Now, Patricia, real quick, you want to go live where? Is it IG? Is it Facebook? I mean, where, you want to go live where? Because I'm thinking, look, your daughter, she cannot stay up 24 hours. She has to sleep. So that's a time right there. You can use that. Number two, if she's awake, you can give her something to play with, or however you want to do that. But she can be live with you while you're going live. She says IG. No dude.
Yeah, so you can go live on IG at 11 a.m. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And listen, you're to hide your life, I think is a mistake. To only go when you're perfect, I think is a mistake. I think I would, if I'm you, I would go live. I would go live at 11 a.m. I would do my coaching. I would share my story. I would let people know that I have an autistic daughter and you're trying to manage everything at once.
Yes. Use that to your advantage. And she said, it's okay, it's hard to explain. Well, no, it's not.
No, hold on. Explain. It
Yeah,
feels hard,
explain.
so we're here. We're here for you.
Yeah. We can understand you. Go ahead. Explain. Do your best.
If we can't understand, then we'll
Yeah, ask
say it again
questions,
and
yeah.
we'll listen to it. We're listening. We're trying. We want you to win. He's got.
Okay, she says, no, I am butthurt and annoyed.
Well, let's breathe through the annoyance because we love you and we're helping you. This isn't us. We're not trying to pick a fight. At least I'm not. I don't know about Zen, but
No.
I'm not trying to pick a fight. We're not trying to pick a fight. We're trying to help, right?
I'm a love another fighter.
So stick with it. Stick with it because it's important. Wait,
Okay.
Patricia said I'm not disciplined enough?
Yeah, she said this what she said. She says, I will win, I will meet you guys and give you a bear hug.
Okay.
She says, she also says, I think I'm not disciplined enough. Okay.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
Yes.
Like
But let me
that's
tell you
great.
something. Let me tell you something about discipline. Discipline is a byproduct of focus and commitment. Once you focus, once you commit, discipline will take care of itself. So discipline is not the problem. Being focused and committed. Once you focus, once you commit, or even dedicate yourself, discipline will take care of itself.
Now we're getting like this is great, Patricia. Now we're getting somewhere. This is awesome. Now we're getting to the core, right? So it's not just about not having enough time or having to manage your daughter. And yes, you want to feel like you're a good mom too, right? I mean, no parent wants to feel like they've abandoned their kids.
It's about this.
No, but this is now the problem. This is what we need to like. The other stuff is the belief system, right? Like, well, it's easy for you because X, Y, Z, right? And not just men, women. It's good. That will show up many times in lots of different areas. How to build discipline, right? Even go back to the first part of the answer, which was you pick one thing to focus on first. You've got your big mission. You've got your big, scary, big dream, what you want to accomplish, the lives you're going to change, the huge mission you're on. Awesome. And you got all these steps that you want to take and all these parts of your business that you want to build. Great. What's the first one? Like, what's the most meaningful one? Because if coaching is the path, great. Coaching is the path, and IG Live is how you're going to start building an audience for it. You could start doing that. You could start doing that right now, even though you're not building your training courses or anything else, right? Just don't feel like you're giving up on those things. It's just on a timeline. You're working towards building those things.
Patricia, once you get started, you're going to get what they call the power of momentum. You don't have to worry about
what they call what? Power momentum?
The power of momentum. What did I say, Saturday?
Just don't make an acronym for momentum because that's way too long. Nobody's going to remember what each letter stands for.
No. I'm about to say the power of momentum. Once you hold on, let's see. Okay, here we go. My routine is different and hard, but I believe I can do it. I joined Movement Makers, and I am doing the things slowly. I am just frustrated.
So, I love it. You can't assume that every day is going to necessarily be the same thing, right? Like here's a small version of that. In the morning, I have a goal of I want to go for a walk with my wife. I want to do my Wim Hof breathing. I want to do my yoga. Morning routine, part of it consists, the bigger chunks is a walk, which takes 45 minutes to an hour with Nina. Yoga, which I do by myself, and then Wim Hof breathing. And I put it in my calendar as this is the order, but it also depends on Nina waking up. And sometimes she doesn't wake up at the right time. And so I flip around the order. And it's been when you are relying on other people, like you are when you're caring for somebody, you have to have some degree of flexibility built in. Don't let the fact that you fell off your rigid schedule prevent you from going on and continuing to have progress and momentum. Right? So your routine may not be exactly as you want. It won't be. Don't let that throw you off. You can still find the hour. But maybe it's not 11 o'clock every time. Because maybe at 11, your daughter's freaking out and you have to go help her. And that's the right thing to do. That's okay. That's great. But you still have that. You still find the time for the hour, half an hour, whatever, to still go live. Right? Don't let one little bump throw off your whole schedule, but then you never get back on track, and then wait till tomorrow. But then tomorrow there's another bump somewhere else, and we start blaming all these bumps that are happening, right? That's normal when you are caring for somebody, whether that's a child, whether that's a parent. When I broke my neck, Nina was doing everything for me, changing my clothes, helping me go to the washroom, right? She says, because I get stuck on stupid stuff. Yeah, and that's okay. Like this is the right problem to solve. You're just getting stuck on the things that don't matter. And being thrown off your calendar then makes you feel like, okay, I'll start again tomorrow. Like the rest of the day is a write-off. That's the adjustment we need to make. It's like, no, I can still save today. I can still make something happen today. I can still make myself proud today. I can still have momentum in my business today. I can still do that IG Live today. And yeah, maybe my hair is a little messy when I do it. Awesome. Right?
Yes.
She says, "Okay,
Patricia, I
gotcha."
got some for you.
How are you feel? How are we feeling, Patricia? Zan is not big on feelings, but I am all in on feelings. I think
No,
feelings.
no, yes, I.
How are we feeling, Patricia? I want to know how we're feeling, not just what we're thinking.
Okay. While you answering that, Patricia, on how you feeling, listen.
Zan is laughing at me because his hair is all done. Zan, is your hair done? Listen, how about me? I don't
Look,
have
my hair's
any.
a mess. It's a mess. Look. Okay, so look, Patricia, let's go back to what you were saying earlier. Look, check this out. You said my routine is different and hard, but I believe I can do it. I join movement makers, and I am doing things slowly. I am just frustrated. Okay, I'm going to share something with you. It is called the productivity formula, and I wrote it out, Evan. Okay, so look, Patricia, listen to this carefully. Okay, I'm going to walk you through
Oh,
this.
it's
Okay?
happening.
I'm going to walk you through this because I had to go through this. Okay, we all have to go through this. Look, process plus patience equals productivity. You going through a process, but you have to be patient with that process. You have to trust the process. Like Evan does this with me sometimes, but you're a coach, so you're gonna have to coach your clients through this also. You have to teach them the productivity formula because sometimes things don't happen overnight. It's a process. It takes time. That means you have to have patience to get the outcome, which is the productivity. And sometimes you got to wax on and wax off. Trust the process. It will happen. Just like when you plant a seed, you don't get an apple tree overnight. It takes time. You got to nurture the ground. You got to water it. It takes time. So that's why focus is so important. Stay focused. Follow one commitment until successful. It will work out. Everyone who is successful had to go through a process, they have patience, and then they reap at the end. You reap later. It's no instant overnight. That's not how it happens. And the reason why it doesn't happen that way is because you have to build a foundation. So I hope that helps. But it takes time. And look, you know what? So beautiful what you said earlier. You are in movement makers. You gotta surround yourself with like-minded and like-hearted people. You're here on this. You should come here every single time we do a live stream. And let us walk you through. And I guarantee you're gonna progress every single time you come here. But you got to take the information and you have to implement it. You have to apply it. We're here for you. We love you, girl.
Let's go.
And we love your child.
She said, "Nope, no hair, no problems, Evan." Now listen,
Okay.
go shave your head then. Right? I'll trade your messy hair for any hair. Okay?
So, put a hat on your head. Look, check it out. Put a hat on your head. There you go.
There you go.
Put a hat on your head. You can borrow mine. Anyway, she says, okay, I don't want to. Dayam, you're good. Zan, LOL, gotcha. You hear? You hear, Evan? If you didn't have big ears, I would. LOL.
We got you, Patricia. And listen, Patricia, thank you for sticking through it, for not succumbing to the frustration, and allowing the process to dive a little bit deeper, because we love you and we Zan and I, and this is from the heart, we both really do want to see you win, even though we're not best friends. We want to see you get success, and so it's all out of love. And if you follow it, you really will get closer to what you're after.
And also the profession that you're in, which I think coaching is a calling. I think that is the most noble profession there is, because you are dedicating your life in the service of helping other people become better. I mean, besides, it's one of the greatest professions in the world, and it's a calling. And so us coaches, we have to stick together.
Let's go.
Because who else is gonna be there for us? We're there for everybody else. Who's gonna be there to support us and nurture us? We need like-minded and like-hearted people around us. So we're here for you, Patricia. And sometimes we give you that loving push and push you out your comfort zone, because only outside your comfort zone, when you are uncomfortable, is where you grow. They call it the growth zone. And that's how you get better. That's how you go to the next level. And also, once this is really good for you too, because once you commit to this and you can make this happen, and you have a loving autistic child. When you have a client that comes to you with a challenge, you can say, no, 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 no. I had an autistic child. If I can do it, I know you can do what you need to do. You're not even going through half the stuff I have to go through.
I want to. What is she? Wait, is she reacting? Because I want to share a quick story on this. But
Okay,
what's
so
her reaction?
she says, what you mean we're not best friends, LL? You're my pals, spending more time with you guys than with my decade-long friend. you.
All right, we love you, Patricia. No, Zan, to that point, listen, one of the things that I used to not push people on was when there were physical limitations, because I hadn't been through it. You know, I've never been through anything up until last year. I'd never been through any crazy physical pain, something I had to deal with. You know, minor things, but nothing super major. And then I broke my neck. You know, most painful thing I've ever been through. Rushed to the hospital. You know, concussion, blood everywhere. With concussion is the worst. You can't even think clearly. I couldn't process my thoughts. And I had to have my wife do everything for me, right? I had to wake her up at 3 a.m. just so she can help me stand up to go to the bathroom, because I was afraid I might fall and then hurt myself again. When I told my agent this in New York, he said, wait, your wife like has to look after you 24/7? Like, yep. And she puts your clothes on for you? Yep. And she walks you to the bathroom? Yep. You got to film that. And I'm like, what? Like, you need to film that. What do you mean I need to film that? Yeah. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, I need you to film your whole morning. You want me to, and so now I'm like, I'm self-conscious, you know, I'm not in as good a shape as I want to be. You know, I'm basically waking up in my underwear and filming my wife getting me ready for work, for my day. And so we did it. I did it on Instagram Live. I just woke up. I look like crap. I'm barely thinking properly. I recovering from a concussion. I've gained a little bit of weight because now I'm just sitting in bed all day. And I filmed the process of how I got ready for bed and everything Nina had to do for me, and we turned it into a YouTube video too. So I get it. I get the, like, you're at your worst. And you know what? It's saying, hey, judge me if you want. I'm still going forward. But the part of breaking my neck, I still got up. I had a goal at the time when I'm going to go live every day. While I was on my tour, I'm going to go live every day, live every day, live every day. So in the hospital, when I had concussion, I went live. It was only 5 minutes, but I still did it. And all throughout, we only canceled one stop on the tour because I was in the hospital. But every other stop, I still went to and I did. And I sat at the front with my broken neck and pillows and ice packs for 4 hours, and I did my thing. And every day I went home and I was in tons of pain, and Nina had to help me walk everywhere, and I still got my work done. I still made videos for my channel. We didn't take a day off the YouTube channel. I didn't take a day off of social media. Like, it all, and I'm not necessarily giving that as a recommendation, but it made me feel so good to know, like, I'm gonna push through this thing, you know, like, this is the best. Let's go, right? And so the physical part, now I've been through it. Like, I don't know what other physical, you know, somebody else breaks something. Like, hey, I broke my neck in 2 spots and compressed my spine, had a concussion. I still did it, right? Still woke up and did it. And so I'm not trying to compare my story to yours, Patricia, but to Zane's point, to be a great coach, other moms will come to you and say, no, you don't understand me, Patricia. I've got this happening in my life. And so maybe that works for you, but it won't work for me because of all these things that I've got in my life, right? And you're going to be the one who then says, you know what I went through? You know what I had to deal with? And I'm still here standing and I'm still pushing through. And that makes you an inspiration.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Okay, now we can.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like it. So she wrote, I'm a beast, Evan. I love it. I'm just a bit nervous about showing my vulnerability online. Yeah.
Wait. Patricia, I know you heard what he said, okay? You didn't just hear what he said. In this case, you can't just hear, you have to listen. The difference is you hear with your ears, listen with your heart. Listen to what this guy just said. And if you listen with your heart, he was saying that this changed him from inside and out. It took his character to a whole nother level. What he think is possible has been expanded. So I don't want to. Your vulnerability is not good enough. Do it.
No,
Because it's going to expand you. It's going to strengthen your character, and it's going to make you a more powerful, authentic coach.
yeah, and just being nervous is not a good enough reason. Period. Right?
And also, vulnerability is the key now. And the fact that you have an advantage over us because you're a female, people are going to be that's not like, wow, she's vulnerable. Females have a lock on that, so that's a superpower for you to be vulnerable. That's a super. Just like you told us about your autistic child, that's a superpower. That's not a mark against you. You know how strong of a mother you have to be to still want to be a coach and pursue your goals and still take care of an autistic child.
And listen, Zan knows a thing or two about superpowers. Okay, Patricia, we love you. This is amazing. Thank you for sticking with us.